Hey guys, welcome back to D&D. So, quick recap of last episode. We covered some of the lost villagers from the cave. They were being held by goblins and what seems to be some nefarious bats. After our party got over our fear of bats, we let them out of the cages and are now escorting them back to the town. We haven't heard a whole lot about their story yet. We're probably going to fill in that a little bit and figure out maybe a little bit more about what's going on with both the attack on the town as well as the kind of strange behavior regarding it. So I think we as a party on the road back to town with Morak and the other about 20 survivors, some children, townsfolk, and that's I think we're going to pick up.
Morak's going to turn towards you and says, "Listen, if it's okay, just before we head out, you took care of all those inside the in the cave, right?"
Who's he talking to?
Barros.
I assume, right?
Okay.
I mean, this is something we can talk about on the way back. I'm not sure the exact numbers. We killed a fair number of goblins, a couple ogres, and have fought some orcs prior to that. So there may still be some alive. I'm not entirely sure, but yes, we've killed the bulk of them, I assume.
All right. Well, please understand, a lot of these people have been very, very uncomfortable for a long time and haven't actually been able to see anything. And he kind of like motions towards the humans. Traveling like this will be slow, so please be considerate when you're thinking about that sort of thing. But also, we'd appreciate like taking breathers. So if I can make the request of just being patient with everybody, and then we'll get back there eventually. It's not too far, but
that's fine. My only thought is it's a bit of a hike, but we may wish to be there to the safety of the walls at least before nightfall. Do you think you and the other members can keep that pace? It's for safety as much as anything else.
Unsure what time it is really now, but the sun seems to be pretty high up just now, so I think we should make it before nightfall. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Then we'll get on the way, and I will approach the other members of our group and say to them, give what aid you can to help them on their way here, but try to keep an eye out. We're going to be doing dual duty of helping as well as being guards to make sure that nothing else catches them while we're on this transit. So just, and then I kind of laugh and nudge Eryn. I say, best behavior, right?
Are there
I
any
will try if he does the same.
Are there any injured children?
The children actually look okay. So I'll give you a rundown of like the people that are here, okay?
Okay.
So there were roughly 6 guards who picked up the goblin swords on the way. All human of various ethnicities. There is a tiefling female. There is a elderly human female. A middle-aged man, what seems to be his wife, and 2 children, and they seem to be like those 5 seem to be quite knit together. A family of sorts.
All right. I'll as we're starting to get together, I'll announce to the party, I'll loudly yell, I know many of you are tired and wounded and scared, but we're going to help you get back to your town. We'll get you at least to your homes and at least safe for the night. I'm Barros. I point to the elf. That's Eryn. I point to the dwarf. That's Erifror. I point to the Goliath. And that's Nalla. If you need any assistance, if you can't keep up or your children need some help or something like this, please let us know. But we're going to otherwise be mostly paying attention to the surroundings and try to keep you guys safe on the way back. It seems like Morak has a little bit of an idea of what's going on. Just take your lead from him. And I'll say that to the group.
Okay. What seemed to be another family of 5 humans. 1 mother, father, and 2 children. 3 children, all roughly about 10 years old. There are 2 human children, 1 a teenager and 1 around 10 years old. Seemingly having no family. just the two children. They're clinging to each other. There's another 3 humans of a slightly more tanned complexion. Middle-aged woman, middle-aged man, and a 20-something son, or male. Okay, and finally, there are 5 halflings as well. One in her late 30s, and then 4 younger halflings, all maximum age 10.
Okay.
She, the mother figure, comes up to you, Barros, and says to you, I'm sorry, it was Barros, is that right?
That's right.
I just have a quick question for you. You were in Nightstone just not long ago, right?
That's correct.
She kind of like looks back to her children and then to you again. You didn't happen to find the bodies of any other dead halflings, did you?
I'm sorry. I assume, are you looking for a loved one?
Yes, my husband. He wasn't able to. We never actually saw him after we evacuated. I thought he'd be able to catch up with us, but I haven't seen him since.
I'm sorry, I don't know one way or the other. The town was in a little bit of a rough state, and we were pressed fighting some orcs at the time. I can get you back there, and perhaps you can put up notices or have a look around yourself and see if either you find, hopefully not this, hopefully you don't find him there, but hopefully he is out still somewhere looking for you guys.
All right, I hope so.
And just one more thing, we eventually will be going back into the cave. If for some reason he tried to find you and was captured and is still there, we'll get him out.
Good guy, Barros.
She doesn't say anything. She just like swallows something in her throat and just nods and goes back to her children.
Okay. So, do they seem to be gathering like they're going to get moving, or are they kind of just?
Yeah,
like...
they're like, they don't have a lot of stuff to actually pull together. But the children seem to want to just like lie down and sleep. And the parents or the more elderly among them are like encouraging them to stand up and like to get moving.
I say, how many, and I say this loudly again as a group, how many of you have eaten in the last week?
They kind of like look around at each other.
I just passed them food, right? So
you just passed them food, yeah.
Yeah.
And they did have a semblance of food, but it wasn't a lot. Like you saw some of the remnants of what
so they
food
were being
had.
fed. They weren't just being starved. Okay, so no one's like about to pass out from like food, like lack of food. Okay, that's what I was trying to get at. Okay.
do I see any streams or water sources nearby? Apart from what was in the cave.
You asked this last time. No, there are no water sources.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fine.
If there's any kids lagging behind that doesn't have an adult encouraging them, then Nalla will pick them up.
Okay, so the only ones who don't have adults like encouraging them are the two.
The teenager and the 10-year-old.
Two humans, the teenager and the 10-year-old. And the teenager, like, she seems to be encouraging her younger brother to get moving. She seems strong of heart, so.
So I clap my hands and I say, "All right, kids, time to go. Anyone who comes after me gets food." And I wave. I wave the berries that we found recently, which should still be in decent shape. Gets these, and I start taking a quick walk to see if there's anyone who's coming after me.
I can't even interrupt that golden RP moment.
are
Everyone
just
comes
think
after
a
me gets
stick,
food.
rope and
It's
carrot.
like stranger danger. Just get in my van. Like,
Did you just save them? I mean, this would be like, I mean, the pedophile is at least a little bit invested here, right? He's like saved them from the clutches of something even worse. I don't quite know what that would be, but one step at a time.
away with words.
So you
Um,
you are in the back, like
Say what?
you are in the back, like when we are moving. So I want to be back, like from behind, like watching around, like and
I'm not sure
like
if
the
we
group
have
when
a
we are
strict
moving
format.
to the
Or,
right.
I don't think we're gonna have a strict formation per se because
No,
we have so
I-
many people.
I specifically want to move around the groups and talk to them on the walk too.
Okay.
So,
I think Nala's gonna stay with the two unclaimed kids.
All right. Okay. Is there like any specific interaction, or is this just like what you would be doing on the back?
I will approach one of the family groups and speak to. I think you said there's a group of 5. I think I'll approach one of the groups. Yeah, one of those groups of 5 first, and I'll ask them. I'm basically trying to get a sense of if their stories are not like that Morik is lying, but I'm looking for other details that they might have, specifically concentrating on things of, what happened when they ran out of town, what did they see in the caves, what did they notice, this type of thing.
Okay. So you go to one of the families, which is of what looks like a grandmother, a husband and wife, and then 2 adolescent children. And they regale a similar tale to what Morak told you. And they're asking about, they tell you about their oldest son, Olaf, who was killed and eaten by the goblins in the caves. None of their family died in the giant attack, but yeah.
How do they know that the son was eaten by goblins?
I do
Did
not
it happen
ask that
like
when they tell me
in
that.
front of them?
I imagine you would not ask that.
I do not ask that. I ask. I do. Okay. I'd like to just. I want to. I mean, we got hours of walking, right? So I have time to kind of chat up a couple of these people as I'm doing that. I'd just like to do that roughly with a couple of these groups. If I hear 2 or 3 groups roughly the same, that's fine. At some point, I want to return back to Morak, and I want to ask him about himself, what his position is in the town. What does he do?
He says, well, I'm the owner and proprietor of the Nightstone Inn. I guess you were sent here by Lady Nandar.
Well, I've got some questions about that. It's a bit of a strange thing that. So, the fortress, you said the keep to the south, that was the Nandar keep, right? That was their center of their house, their keep, their fortification, and they're your lord, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. We there's still soldiers there now. We encountered them when we came into Nightstone, but they seemed pretty hesitant to leave the keep. I don't quite understand. Shouldn't they be out here looking for you?
The soldiers in the keep?
Yeah, Lady Nandar's men. Shouldn't they be out looking for y'all?
Well, I would have thought so. But I don't know, maybe Lady Nandar told them to do otherwise. If she's the only one left in town, it doesn't really make sense to send her guards away.
The lady, at least I've never met her, but there was a woman, and I described the woman that we saw there to him, and she was dead when we were there, and the guards seemed hesitant to leave her side. Just seemed odd behavior. So I was just wondering if you could shed any light on that for me.
I honestly couldn't explain it. I mean, the guards, they don't guard the town, they do guard the keep. So maybe their duty or something like that. I don't know. I would have thought they would have come searching, but to be honest, there's minimal interaction between the keep and the town itself.
Can Nalla hear this?
No, you were off having another conversation.
Alright.
Has his relationships between the town and the keep and between the townsfolk and Lady Nandar been okay?
It's fine for the most part. She's a noble. She comes from the city of Rull. She came a while ago, her and her family. They mostly keep to themselves, though. We pay our taxes to live there, and for the most part, we just keep going. But like I say, there's not much mixing.
Anything stand out about them to you that you think a bit strange or odd that you could tell us about? As I said, our interactions with them were very, very bizarre. Their priorities seemed very out of order for me. It seems strange that us, strangers to this town, are the people to end up risking the goblins to come get you, as opposed to the guardsmen who are in part there to protect you and your families from this type of thing. And perhaps as you said, it might just be orders, but anything strange stick out to you?
I don't know what you're really looking for. I mean, I don't even know the guards by name. I think I heard the captain say what the hell was his name? I don't know.
In one ear, out the other for me.
That's it's been so long that they've been there. They're just somewhat perennial.
All right, they do it differently where I'm from. It must just be, again, this area of the woods a little different than when I'm from.
What are you suspicious about? What is it you're...
Oh, not necessarily suspicious, just trying to understand the situation. Just trying to quite understand the motivations that motivate them. What's making them tick?
Honfar, something like that.
Sounds
anyway.
Right.
Who's the dwarf, by the way?
That's Erifror Icebrew.
This may be a bit of a personal question at this point in time, but forgive me for...
He's single, yes.
Being suspicious of the people I'm traveling with. Why is he traveling with my lockbox?
He's a shifty man. I'd say, to be fair, he's taken it for safekeep. He couldn't open it. Didn't think it was safe to leave it where it was. I'm sure if you approached him, he'd be more than happy to return it to you.
Roll me a deception check.
That's accurate. When have I said deceptive in there? Well, misleading maybe.
Come on.
No, I don't roll that high.
Can you just...
That's accurate.
Like, in previous editions, you could just say, "Oh, I'm gonna take 10 on this." Can we just take 0 and just assume that it's a fail?
As you like. It says to you. All right. Well, do you think it would be okay? Would he be particularly offended if I asked for it back?
I think we could be happy to give you that back. Yeah, we can carry if you like to town. You can have it now.
I don't understand. Are you making the decision?
Sure.
All right. So I can have it back then?
Yes.
Great. He walks over to Erifror. It was Erifror, right?
Yup.
He just points to the lockbox hanging off your side. He says, "My lockbox."
Oh, it's yours? I mean, Barros asked me to hold on to it, but sure. And I pass it to you.
Right. How did you come by it?
You need to check with Barros. I'm just his pack mule. That's why he calls me, or pack dwarf. So yeah.
Oh, so he took it.
I'm not sure how he came about it, so you need to check with him.
Well, I presume you weren't the one who found it.
Yeah, as I said, I'm just... You see all these things on me, and I point to the various things I'm carrying. I'm just everyone's pet doll, apparently. So...
I overhear this and yell, "Not just!"
Alright. He kind of like eyes you
Be proud of who you are, Erifror.
suspiciously.
I hope he's looking at Barros
Yeah,
suspiciously.
who is he
not
eyeing
me.
suspiciously? Me or that sketchy dwarf over there?
You did not have to roll deception.
Both of you.
Lying at all.
Yeah, he was not lying.
I know. That's what I'm
Yeah.
pointing out.
I wasn't lying either. Everything I said was
You were
true.
lying. No, you didn't. You took it because you wanted what was inside the box.
But we took
I
it
think
so
he
it wasn't
likes
just
me more
lying
now.
there.
What a load of absolute shite. Alright. So you pass over the lockbox back to him, and he sort of straps it over his shoulder. And he says to you, Erifror, out of curiosity, was there anything else in the town that you kept for safekeeping, or just generally kept for yourselves?
Well, there are some things. I take out the silver locket.
Do you give it to him?
And I pass it to him.
What was the
The
initial?
one
written on
one
locket?
that's like a fish with a portrait of a halfling male with two sets of initials, TS and LS.
Oh yeah, that thing.
He kind of like opens up the locket and looks at the initials on it, and like closes it. We'll save this for when we get back. This belonged to the woman over there. He nods towards the halfling, who's over to the side, and says her name is Taylor Summerhawk, and this was her husband's that gave it to her.
I see.
Aww.
Now is where I am at an impasse, because I have no doubt that Taylor's judgment here would be clouded with thanks, but I wonder if you hadn't happened upon us, what would you have done with the locket?
Is he talking to Erifror or me now?
Erifror.
We would have held on to it, I think. Because we were actually going to look for you guys. The missing townsfolk.
Alright. And you took it just to return it to them?
Yeah, I would have returned the locket.
I interpose over there. I'll say, you seem to be making some insinuations that I don't much care for in a sense here. The town we came to aid, we found the notice written by Lady Nandar to aid the Count of Nightstone, and when we arrived, the town was clearly pillaged. There was no one there. There were goblins roaming the streets. Then later on that night, an orc band came through and again tried to kill everyone there now alive, just us and some other members there. And from all our perspectives, the town was abandoned and potentially destroyed. I think any man would have done just as we had done, in the sense of if we found valuables there unattended and without owners, not to just leave them on the streets. And I think in our totally justified defense here, that we went out looking for you guys to bring you back and are happy to return you to your possessions that we did recover. I think maybe put aside some of that distrust for a moment and take the actions that we have done at the value that they're worth. And then I'll pat him on the shoulder and walk away.
He's going to turn back to Erifror and say, so you plan to return everything that you took?
Well, not everything, to be entirely honest. We could do with some... We we used up quite a lot of supplies in this endeavor.
So what is this, a negotiation?
No, I would return things which we do not need, which would be things which have sentimental value, like the locket.
But you're not giving us a choice here. Generally, when you take someone's money and you don't give them a choice, there's a word for that.
Well, we need supplies. I'll be happy to give whatever we really don't need back, which would be most of the items.
He didn't say anything to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you just gave everything back, and they'd be super happy, and then they'd...
See, Morak goes around, like, all the different types of people. Oh, there's also a human priest there, by the way, as well. Forgot to mention it.
It's good. We needed some moral judgment.
Morak goes around various individuals, starting with the guards, and then going to like the heads of the families, going to the priest. He like takes both of the human children. The girl is actually taller than he is. The boy is not. And like talks to them as well, kind of like a fun uncle sort of thing. As they're walking, but he, on the rest of the journey, does not talk to any of you.
At some point, Nalla wants to ask him something. So, like, while he's talking to the two unattended children that Nalla's with...
Yep.
I want to also...
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Barros?
If you're going to do an interaction, I can wait till after that, but I have other things I want to do on the walk, too.
Morag, before we get to town, I was curious about something.
Yeah.
The lady of the keep, Lady Nandar, apparently she was killed somehow, and I'm curious if you know who is next in line of House Nandar, as in who is in charge of the house now that she is no more.
You know, it's one of the ones in Bro, probably.
But you know for sure she has more family, yes?
I don't know.
She is the only Nandar you have seen?
Well, there was her husband Dreslin Nandar, but he died a while ago. Haven't seen any children or relatives dropping by her or anything like that. In fact, she's been pretty reclusive since her husband died.
And how long ago was this?
Let me think.
Roughly.
1 second.
Roughly.
A year ago.
So in the whole time that you have lived there and the Nandars have lived there, you've only seen the two of them and no one else?
Well, the Nandars have been in Nightstone for about 10 years now. And then it was actually the elves from the Ardeep Forest who killed Lord Nandar. But yes, they're the only ones we have seen.
So then I suppose someone from Vrul will give the unclaimed keep to someone else from Vrul then, yes?
I guess that's usually how it works. I couldn't really care less for it.
Okay, I'm just curious. That's it.
Alright.
Sorry, is Eryn there? Like, I wanted to walk with Nalla. Like, was I listening in?
Sure.
I want to point like to Morag that can we talk a little bit? I have something important to tell you, but as you noted before, it's better not to have everybody listening.
All right.
It's
He walks
okay.
off to the side with you.
It's okay, Morag. He doesn't bite.
I just remember that there is one thing that might be important for you or the town, that there was a huge nightstone in the middle of town, right?
The Nightstone was in the middle of town, yeah.
It seems like the giants have taken it away. Was it somehow magical or important? Do you know anything?
As far as I know, I mean, the town was built around it, but I don't think it had any particular magical properties or anything like that, but it seems weird that giants would take it away. Seems like a lot of effort.
Yeah, see, I just wanted to inform you about that before everybody arrives and like sees it, the place empty. I don't know if people liked it.
I don't think it's going to be high on the list of people's concerns if the town is as destroyed as you announced.
Unfortunately, that's true. Like the goblins were pillaging everything. It's gonna be a rough time from now on.
Yep, looking forward to it.
Okay, that's all I wanted to inform you about.
Okay, Barros, what are you going to do?
I want to go talk to the priest.
Alright. 1 second. Okay. Alright. He looks a little bit... He looks particularly weakly, and... Like, he sees you approaching and doesn't seem too keen on conversation, but he doesn't run away from you.
How old is he?
He's in his 40s.
Okay.
Seemingly.
Alright, well, I'll approach him and I'll say, I'm Barros. What are you called?
My name is Harold Mistrom.
Harold Mistrom. And you're a priest of this town.
Yes, that's correct.
Can you tell me anything about the Nightstone?
Well, the Nightstone was what the town was built around. Not much to tell about it, really. People just like having it there. It looks kind of fancy and it's dark and mysterious, so some people come to visit, but not all that much to say, really.
Well, bear with me a minute. I have some strange ideas. I'm not from these parts, so maybe you can set me straight. The giants have taken it. It's gone, the Nightstone. Seems a strange thing for giants to want.
That does seem strange indeed. I don't know what they would want with it, but what are you thinking?
I just wonder if there's some significance to that, if there's some reason they might want it. Has there been anything strange around the Nightstone? Anyone paying undue attention? Any strangers commenting on it? Anything like that? Has anyone tried to buy it? Is just anything that you might know around it would be useful.
Not as far as I'm aware, but people don't approach me to buy very much of anything, so...
Sure.
Sorry.
That's okay. What god or goddess are you affiliated with?
I support the Dawn Father, Pelor. We try to heed his teachings and follow in his light.
Well, the people will probably be leaning on you rather heavily in the next weeks and months to come. This is quite a blow to Nightstone.
Yes. Honestly, not one that I'm looking forward to experiencing.
Do you know anyone who knows any more about the Nightstone? Perhaps its history or anything else about it? Anyone I should talk to in the group?
I guess you could try speaking to Grin. Sorry, not Grin. I guess you could try speaking to Destiny over there, but she tends to keep to herself. She's the only one I don't really know out of everyone here. She doesn't come to the temple very much. I don't think anyone else knows anything about anything, but it's no guarantee by any means.
What did Destiny do? What was her profession?
She I don't really know. Well, no, sorry. She was the town's midwife, actually.
Oh. All right. Well, I'll have a word with her. Thank you for your time, and may your God.
She's the tiefling over there.
Thank you. May your God aid you in these next upcoming weeks. And I approach the tiefling next.
All right. Says, yes. What can I do for you?
Hello, Destiny. I am Barros. I was told you might have some information that could be helpful to us.
Really? By the priest, presumably.
I laugh and I say, I'm not so sure about really, but perhaps. He seemed unsure himself if you might be of assistance or not. Could you, do you know anything about the Nightstone that your town is named after?
No, I'm afraid not. It's just there in the middle of the town. We don't really pay attention to it all that much. For the most part, it's just there. It is. Why the interest?
Well, it's just, again, it's a puzzle, and I don't like puzzles. They scratch at the back of my mind. The giants have taken the Nightstone, or presumably the giants, whoever's responsible, it's gone from your town now. And it seems a strange thing to care about a large black rock. There are millions of large black rocks in the world. Why bother with this one?
I honestly don't really know. I mean, it is larger than most black rocks, I guess. Your guess is as good as mine. Why did the priest think I would know about this?
I don't know. He said if anyone would, you would. How old is she, Sully?
Roll me an insight check. This is a tiefling.
Okay. Hopefully I can do better than the last one.
Okay. Middle-aged, like between 30 and 50.
I think if anything, it was a compliment. He might have some respect for you and your knowledge and thought you might know.
Seems unlikely, but alright. Sorry I can't be of assistance.
Could you suggest to me anyone who lives still who may know something about it?
About the Nightstone?
Yeah, or just perhaps the history of Nightstone as a town that could be useful too. Again, we have a long walk and it's a puzzle and a little itch in the back of my mind I wouldn't mind scratched.
I mean, if it's the giants who were interested in it, it's probably the giants who could tell you more about it.
Yeah, but I hope to go, before I approach giants about a large black stone, I hope to have some more forearming and foreknowledge.
I'm sorry,
It's okay.
I'm not the repository of information.
I don't mean to push for it if you have nothing to give. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Of course.
Right. And I'll walk back to Nalla, and I'll say, strange business this. Lots of little things not adding up. Why did the giants attack their town? No one seems to know. Why did they...
Well, clearly the Nightstone is useful for something, but no one has any idea what. So, maybe no one in the town knows, and we find out much later. Who knows?
I wonder if that noble family knows. Seems
Oh.
weird to throw a keep up on a little town the size of this.
Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows?
Wonder if that guard knows.
Probably not. He seemed rather set in his ways. And if the Nightstone was important to him, he probably would not still be in the keep.
Maybe. I guess that argument does hold some weight. If these townspeople are important to him, he probably wouldn't still be in the keep either. You make a good point, Nalla. And let's continue on.
All right. Anyone else you guys are wanting to talk to, or anything you're wanting to do?
Long rest.
All right.
Well, let's keep going.
All right. So eventually, you guys do make it back into town. The drawbridge is up at this point.
All right.
Hello, town. Can someone let the drawbridge down?
There's no response.
Nala, maybe you can try that again. I cast Thaumaturgy on her to increase the volume of her voice.
Oh, cool. Hello, Nightstone. Please, forward the drawbridge.
There's no immediate response. After about a minute or so, the face of Kala does appear above one of the towers. He says, "Oh, it seems that you've returned. Give me a minute." And after about a minute, the drawbridge does start getting lowered down slowly towards the ground. As during that minute, Morak is going to turn towards you, Nalla, and say, "Who is she?"
Oh, she is someone else who came here, much like us, hearing that there were troubles here. Her and someone she is with had many men with them, and most of them died from orcs that attacked the town last night. They seem friendly, though, so you can most likely trust them.
Did she say she came with the man?
Oh, no, I think she was in the town beforehand, but the man Zolkin and the men with Zolkin come alone separately. Do you know her?
She stayed at the inn before the attack.
Oh.
I never saw her, so I thought she was dead. She died in the attack, perhaps. At this point, the drawbridge is lowered. And the townsfolk start walking in and seeing the devastation that's generally around them. The priest takes the children and talks to them, and then they kind of hang, and they go with another family, just walking around the town. All of the individuals seem to go their separate ways at this point.
I stop Morak, and I say to him, "We've been busy here, and our priority was to get out of the town as quickly as possible and go after you all before time made that impossible. There are dead goblins and dead orc around, and their weapons, the children, might be a little bit dangerous to the children, and it may be worth maybe organizing some groups to pull them out and get them before they decompose too much, because they're all over your town, in your houses, in your stuff. There are dead goblins and orcs everywhere. And be careful, we think we cleared the town. We did a pretty thorough sweep, but when we swept through, there were goblin holdouts hiding in some of the houses. It may be worthwhile just warning your people before they stumble into something."
Also, many of the buildings are destroyed, and it might be a wise thing to let displaced villagers stay at the inn for a while until things are fixed for a while.
Seems like a good idea, but I'm going to let the people take stock of their own losses first, and then we'll decide what to do.
Alright, just...
You guys look around, and a lot of the bodies which initially were there, the ones in the pumpkin patch, the warg ones, those bodies are all gone. Including the bodies of the 6 humans who had come with Zolkin. They're gone as well.
Okay, well, Nalla has to reply to what he said, which was... I forget exactly what he said, but it was... Okay, this is understandable, but most of the villagers will look for you for leadership in rebuilding the town just as much as they looked for you for leadership for escaping the town with their lives. We likely won't be staying here, so you have to prepare for this.
I understand. Well, when are you planning on leaving?
Tomorrow morning.
All right. If you don't have anywhere to stay, you could take one of the rooms in the inn if you like.
That sounds excellent. We will take you up on that for sure.
All right.
That's all.
Okay. So is there anything you guys want to do here?
Yeah, we want to go talk to, what's her name again?
Zorkin?
Yeah, but what's her name?
Kella?
Kella.
Kella.
That's right.
Kella.
Zorkin and Kella, we want to go talk to them. Or I do, anyways. And
Okay.
actually, if Morak says, I warn Morak and he doesn't seem inclined to say anything, I would actually just say, I'll gesture to Nalla and say, Nalla, will you warn the other family leaders of the situation? And I'll just try to grab two or three before they leave and just briefly tell them what I told Morak about the dangers of town right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think generally Nalla is going to be Nalla's going to make sure that everyone knows that we're staying at the inn tonight, but most of the day Nalla's just going to be kind of wandering around looking for random people to help if they need it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
At what time did we arrive?
Probably late.
No, it's not that late. It's late afternoon.
Okay.
So still not night time, okay. I will go with Barros.
All right.
I'll go with Nalla.
A couple of hours go by, and it's around dinner time. Yeah.
Is there going to be any
And,
conversation between like Barros and Zolkin, and Barros and Kella?
were you
Before
looking
the
for Kella?
hours?
Mm-hmm.
I think Barros
Yeah,
was.
Barros was.
Okay. They're in the inn. When you enter, they're just having a quick discussion amongst each other. And then they turn towards you. He says, yes, my friend, it's good to see you back all in one piece.
How are you doing, Zolkin?
Yeah, I'm holding up okay.
Your wounds closing up?
Hopefully.
I see the corpses have gone. Do you take care of that, or is it something else we need to be worried about?
Which corpses? Well, we took care of all of them. We don't let them strewn about the town so willy-nilly.
Excellent. Appreciate you doing that. We did manage to find at least the bulk of the villagers. There may still be more out there, but we have brought them back for now. Tell me again, I'm not entirely clear. You guys were staying here during the attack, or what is, or this is your home, or I'm not entirely understanding.
Oh, well, Kella was staying here during the attack, and I heard about the attack and decided to try and help.
Okay. Has anything happened while we've been gone?
Nothing of note, not really. We've just been trying to clear things up mostly.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we'll be staying here tonight. The innkeeper has offered rooms to us, and some of us will be around helping the villagers as we can, the townsfolk as we can, a little bit this afternoon and evening. If you need us for anything, just shout. We should perhaps yourself and Kella should perhaps organize some sort of watch schedule for the night. It seems we may be some of the last able-bodied individuals around to do that, minus the fucking guards across the way who don't seem to want to come do their guarding duties.
Well, there's 6 town guards also that we brought back.
Yeah, although kind of
Raggedy, yeah. Right.
Barros, just one quick question before you leave.
Sure.
Did you take my men's money?
Yes,
Why?
they were dead.
Why do you think it's yours?
They were dead.
That doesn't make it yours.
Whose does it make it?
Mine. They're under my employ, so therefore it is mine.
You'd like your money back then, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have it on me or is it on the dwarf? Is it on you, Erifror? Don't remember.
Yeah, I included in the party funds, but I don't remember exactly how much it was anymore. Because I just added it up. Yep.
It was 36 gold pieces.
Say Erifror is carrying it. I'll get it back to you a little bit later tonight. You know where to find me, and I'll leave.
Alright. Okay. Anyone else you guys are wanted to talk to?
Not unless something happens.
Alright. Around another couple of hours go by, and Morak is going to approach you, Erifror. Oh, are you actually going to tell us Erifror, by the way, Barros?
Yeah, I'm not running over there right this instant, but when I see him next, I'll absolutely tell him.
Morak goes up to Erifror and says to you, Erifror,
Yes.
can I come to the inn? I just need to talk to you about something.
Sure, I suppose. And I tell Nalla that I'm going back to the inn.
It's okay. I'll see you later tonight.
Sure.
So you head to the inn at this point. Around the large trestle table in the middle are some of the people whom you rescued from the place. The tiefling, the halfling mother, some of the humans. The priest is there also, just all like sitting around this table. Generally, like one representative from each unit. And Morak says, "So, Erifror, I was just telling everybody about how you took possession of their things for safekeeping, with the intention of giving them back to everybody. So this seems like a good opportunity to do so."
Sure. And I take out certain items only. I take out the silver locket.
Mm-hmm. Well, Morak still had the silver locket.
Oh, right. Okay. I take out the silver holy symbol.
Uh-huh.
And the golden holy symbol. Yep.
Uh-huh.
The box set of cards.
Mm-hmm.
The unlocked wooden box with the carving.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's...
I see gold ring. Where we did it back at that?
Yeah.
It was also from the town, or?
Yes.
Yep. Take out the gold ring and the silver jugs. Yeah. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's all I'm taking out.
Is it because you're not intending to return the rest of the stuff, or because you don't remember what the other stuff was?
A mix of both. Like, the wooden
Well, would
box.
you like me to tell you what you haven't given them?
I guess.
Okay. So there was a healer's kit, there was a potion of healing, there was...
that was the antitoxin, not the... It was antitoxin and not a healing potion, from what I remember.
Nope, you're thinking of the wrong thing. There was a potion of healing. There was a holy symbol in the shape of a unicorn's head. That was the silver symbol you said, actually, sorry. There was the box, which did say...
Oh, the wooden box with Argent Star Coaster? That one?
That one you said you returned... You returned the lockbox.
time.
Okay, that's it for the most part.
Yeah, really the only thing I'm not returning is the healer's kit for good reason. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plus, they don't know what the hell you have versus what was
Yeah.
left out there and recovered. So you don't. It's not like they have
One
a
of the
checklist.
one of the human adults here says, of a few of the members around the table here have noted a considerable amount of monetary loss, and the absence of any coin whatsoever. Presumably, if you found those things, you also found coinage too.
Out of character, I don't remember us finding that much gold.
You found money. You found money, but you haven't returned any money.
Yeah, but not that much from what I remember.
Probably the combination of like 50 gold pieces. Like there was one which was a particularly large amount.
I think the goblins got away with that.
Well, you know, the goblins ransacked pretty much everything in town.
Actually, one goblin did manage to run away.
I'm not there.
Do you say Erifror?
Well, we found some coin, but we didn't find a lot. And I take out 30 gold pieces.
3-0 you said, or 1-3?
Yeah, 3-0.
3-0. Says. All right. Well, it's not exactly what was lost, but I suppose cracks can be filled. But
we did come
this is
after.
appreciated.
We did come after the gob. We did find a lot of goblins here as well. So
at this point, sitting at a side table with Kella, Zulkin is going to say, and what about my money, dwarf?
Oh, your money?
Yes, I believe you owe me 36 gold pieces.
Have you talked to
Knows
Barros
the
about?
inside of each of his man's purses by heart?
That's
He
the
pays-
amount he paid them,
Oh,
I
see.
think.
They only had the money on him that he had directly paid them. Got it. Okay.
And
Have you
Barros
spoken to Barros about this?
I
I
did.
assume the Barros is already talking to Erifror and told Erifror Barros' intentions. Okay.
Okay. Now
So
I'll
that during
pass
those 2 hours, yes, it would have been mentioned in passing.
it. Okay, then
Make
yes.
sure you give him the ones with the serial numbers that he had.
Yeah, I'll pass him the gold pieces then. Let me do some math now.
Well, I have 66 gold pieces.
No, as in I need to deduct the total number of gold pieces. So yes, yeah.
Are we at like negative gold now?
No, 162.
How was that?
162.5.
162.
Okay, cool.
All right, it's appreciated. But next time, just because someone's dead, don't be taking our money, dwarf, yeah?
Yeah, dwarf.
Hey, talk to Barros, not me. I'm just the pack dwarf.
It's a
I love
very
how
cheap get out for not taking responsibility for your own actions. Remember, if you're caught with this, you will be the one to suffer the consequences.
Out of character, I don't remember being the person taking the gold.
I don't think you were Barros.
No,
was.
you weren't, but you were given the gold. That means you have responsibility for it.
I love how Barros just does all the looting.
And I
Gal gives it all back.
And
I spent a lot of
gets
time getting this shit.
part.
Like, here is the gold. I did nothing.
Alright. Timing wise, I don't know if this is a good place for a break or not, but from
Yep.
narrative. Okay, but it's time wise. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next episode. In a little bit.